My name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. Today I should like to talk to you about civilized life. Not life, natural life, but civilized, illusory life. The specter of illusion filtered through our consciousness via the intellectual process, the Satanic intellectual process, which perceives the world through filters of conditioned ideas and changes that life according to those ideas. It's called culture. You're all cultured. There are millions and millions and millions of people throughout the world who live in the illusion of civilized life. They agree, they contract, they make a satanic contract with others, other men and women, just like you. Only those men and women have a sense of power over you. They portray themselves as authorities. What is authority? Authority is an illusion. It's just plain magic. Now, the intellectual mind is the domain of magic, not truth, but the magic of transforming that truth into the ideas, the beliefs that one holds about the natural life they are living, and thus changes that life according to their limited, restrictive beliefs. You have nations, countries, cultures, all with conflicting ideas of truth, their truth, which come in contradiction with the truth that you hold, the truth that you have been trained to believe. That's being done to you all the time. Every moment of your existence, while you live in a civilized world, you are being conditioned. Your mind is being manipulated by magicians. Oh, they're called many things. They're called political leaders who make rules, who make laws, who create a structure of words and ideas that you must abide by or be punished. What gives them the right to punish you? You may be finding this shocking, but it is you who give them that power over you by your own consent, by your own agreement, your own contract. You're signing on the dotted line, your signature, and selling your soul, your sovereignty, your freedom, in order to have the promise of security, the promise of protection. That's basically what runs government. Promise. Are those promises fulfilled? Ask yourself that question. Is your life free, vibrant, full of opportunity. Quite frankly, you must answer no. It is not, even though temporarily it might provide you these articles of sovereignty, but they're merely ideas. They don't last long. That which doesn't last, that which is not eternal, cannot be true. So you live in an illusion. You can't argue it, though you will, because your life is full of argument. You're full of confusion. You're full of false images that you believe to be truth. You belong to religions, all a sham, all a phantasm, an illusion, superstition. But they tantalize your satanic intellect with promises. Cinderella, Snow White, they start off with children, promoting these illusions to you. And then, as you grow older, they create legends and myths of individuals who may or may not have existed. However, in history, which is all an illusion, because it does not cover the now, the moment of eternity, the only true mark of life, of love, of cooperation. Everything else based in the after moment is myth, is a fairy tale, and you prefer the fairy tale to the now. They even have a mythology covering that. It's called the Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden is all opportunity of life which exists in the moment of now. That's what life truly is. However, the story goes that Adam and Eve, duality, two who act as one. Do you understand? Complement each other. That's the purpose of fragmented human beings, to become holistic, holy, complete, as one in their subconscious mind. For when they arrive at that level of understanding, of oneness, that is love. That is truth. That is the Christ state of consciousness. That is God. Yes. Your God is a projection of your thought that is programmed into you through sermons, Sunday school, church meetings, and church services on the Sabbath day and Sundays. You see, it's all a matter of fashioning an intellectual, egotistical ego. Ego is nothing more than thought itself. It too is a fragment, is an illusion. But that's what rules your life. You speak in terms of ego, egotistical, egomaniacs. Are those not judgments based in a counter-ego? You understand? That causes contradiction, conflict. You don't understand that your relationship with individuals who you perceive to be not you but merely thoughts that you hold in your consciousness, are your opposite. You're trained to think that way. Does that not create enemies? When you look at the enemy, who are they? They're just like you. They want to live freely. They want to have happiness in their life. They don't seek out conflict. It appears that conflict seeks them out. And why is that? Because conflict is a test of truth. It tests the mettle of the individual as to whether they are balanced between their subconscious mind and their satanically ruled conscious intellect. The fact is that most of you are not. You're highly intellectual, highly dependent on the intellect and its thoughts. But they are just that. They're thoughts. They aren't life. You've passed life up. You've left the Garden of Eden, and you sought out the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and you seek its fruits. That's civilized life. You have been cast into hell, the hell of your own making, by your own agreement, by your own contract with Satan. And Satan then dehumanizes you, creates the doubt, the self-doubt in you. They adjudge you to be goyim, less than human, cattle, that are only there to serve the true people of similar belief. Yes, I'm talking about the Israeli people. Are they the chosen people? Do they foist love on earth? Or do they squander energies of opposition, of contradiction, of war? Is the Middle East a happy place to live? Ask yourself that. It's been going on for thousands of years. That's hell. And they have brought hell to the world with their phony religion. For life is in this moment now. And unless you are free of conditioning, free of thought that guides your every action and behavior, you are in hell. And hell has its own actions. And their war, their division, conflict, theft, cleverness instead of wisdom. Understand? They must be able to control the thoughts. Now, who controls thought? Is it not media? Is it not government? Is it not religion? Is it not corporations? Is it not banks? And where do the Israeli fit in to that picture? Clearly, throughout the ages, you have seen that their own history is full of lies, full of deception. They're just people. People like you. Not like me. Very few of you are like me. For I have walked the walk and talked the talk and learned the lessons that my life has presented me. I was born in a poor family, a poor Polish family. My mother and father were, by world standards, good people. My father had integrity, but he couldn't get out of his own way. He caved in to the pressures of the family. My mother, she had good intentions, but she was flawed. She was a robot, a Catholic, conditioned, blind believer, as was just about all my family. And I found that in that family, I learned what hypocrisy was. I learned that they talk the talk, but few, I shouldn't say few, none of them walk the walk. I was considered another mouth to feed, and times were tough. When I learned that lesson, I was at the age of 5, and I have understood that for the rest of my life. I'm now 82. I have nothing to do with my family. They have not changed, and they have no desire to change. So I left there when I was in my 20s, almost 60 years ago, with my wife, now deceased. And together we struck out anew, with no safety net, because I would rather live freely, with no support, than remain in that satanic family, full of judgments, full of pretense, full of illusion. That's the price that one pays when they strike out to seek truth, to seek meaning of life. I have no regrets. I've done it all. It's all that the circumstances provided for me. And I survived. I wound up every moment of my life cognizant of truth which protected me. And all the forces of satanic power were forced upon me by government, and I faced them down and exposed them for the illusions that most of you cannot see and still do not see, because you live in fear. You don't understand that it's all an illusion, that life is not what you have been led to believe it is. You see, most of you don't understand that you are the God of your own life. That means that you're responsible for the quality of your life, and your life only, because those that you perceive to be other than you are merely your projections of your own ideas, because you're all one. When one is all one, they are whole. They are complete. They have understanding. They have wisdom. Belief has no part in their life, for belief is satanic magic. And that's what encapsulates your minds, for most of you. And it operates throughout your life until you die. And you don't even understand that the world that you have lived in is an illusion. It's all magic, based on ideas, based on projections that are mistaken for truth. That's the lesson you were sent here to learn, and you still haven't learned it. Doesn't bode well for you. Look at all the contradictions in your life. Have they been resolved? Have you understood them? I want you to say you have not. You've missed the reason for your existence on this plane of consciousness, and you seek it from others, which is magic. Others can't make it for you. They can't do it for you. You must do it yourself, and you do it by your own direct perception of what is in the moment of now, which requires action. And if those actions are not holistic in themselves, the illusion continues with more problems in the wake of each problem that comes up. So, that makes for a life of contradiction, of violence, of confusion. That's what your life's all about. You can change that anytime you want. How do I know that? Because I have transcended that dualistic level of illusion, of belief. And I understand what is truth. I have brought that truth to you for 25 years. You have spat upon it in favor of continuing on with your silly, satanic, indoctrinated beliefs. That's how dumb you are. And that's how dumb you will continue to be until you wake up. Break the satanic spell that binds you to such fantasy and live your life in truth, in oneness, in love. Try it. You like it.